r/ask Reddit. What was ducking awesome as a kid, but sucks as an adult? Having a $100 in your bank account. Edit. Thanks for the awards. Noticed a few upset comments and just wanted to explain a little further. Used $100 because it's a term I thought most users would be aware of. 100 DKK, Danish currency, would be about $13 US. Didn't intend to belittle anyone. Sorry it came off that way. I remember in school when I was like 10 we had to write an essay on how I would spend $1,000 in a day. We all wrote about getting huge houses and fancy limos, buying all the candy in the store and throwing huge parties. The teacher must have laughed so hard. Edit. For anecdote, I just remembered I was part of a Facebook group for London rental properties a few years back, as were some other internationals. This poor guy asked how much to live in London. Someone said can be anywhere from £1,000 to £5k, depending on which area. The guy replied, for how many years? I would pay most of my rent. Losing a tooth. Oh yes. Can you imagine running around showing your family, look, I lost a tooth. Doesn't it make me look adorable? And when you are a kid, a lost tooth makes you money. $sign as an adult. It costs you way more than all the money the tooth fairy ever gave you. That's how the tooth fairy makes enough profit to give some back. Edit. As a response to the claim that it is a insurance in a kinda broken backward system, the legend has it that the tooth fairy exchanged a child's tooth for a coin to show the value of one's teeth, so that one will take care of them. The child of today will look at the coin with big eyes, as he understands that it can be exchanged with Coca-Cola. The tooth fairy is said to have been devastated, but when the cash started flowing in, she too became corrupted and signed a pact with Sugar Demon. There is an illustration of this metamorphosis, but I cannot remember the name of the artist. Link to painting. Waking up in another place than you fell asleep. Not to get sappy, but I used to love when my dad would carry me into my bed after falling asleep in the car or on the couch. I would wake up when he was carrying but pretend to be asleep. It was such a nice feeling. He walked out on us right after my baby brother was born. My mom became pretty jaded and emotionally distant and would just drag him into bed whenever he fell asleep because she did not feel like carrying him to bed. I used to make it a point to carry him into his crib as gently as 12-year-old me could. Hope the little dude had that feeling too despite being in a broken home. Reminds me when I was younger, my older brother would carry me to bed as my dad had a bad back and I was very much my brother's little princess. Unfortunately he got with a woman who was mentally unwell and he hasn't spoken to us for over 15 years. Sometimes I wish I could go back in time 30 years so I could snuggle my tiny face into his shoulder. Getting mail. I remember every day begging my parents if I got mail. Open bracket. I had pen pals. I got so excited when something came for me. Now I dread going to the mailbox because all that will be there are bills. Sounds like you need to find more pen pals. You can just send a letter to your family. They appreciate it. Ask them to write back. Getting letters. I wanted to get letters as a child, but now I'm happier when I don't see them. Now it's always someone who wants my money, instead of relatives slipping you a few bucks. My brother-in-law sent $20 cash to my son for his 10th birthday and the envelope arrived torn open with no cash. I never thought I would commit murder over $20, but it's a good thing I don't know who did it. Spinning in circles. I try to do that now while holding my little one and I do about 2 spins before I'm lightheaded and dizzy as a drunk. Turning my head too fast makes me dizzy and nauseated lol. Getting up from the couch makes me dizzy FFS. Having no job. Having no job is awesome. It's having no money that sucks. I was just thinking yesterday about a period when I was unemployed in my early 20s. I was like shit, I wasn't doing anything with my life. Then I started thinking about how awesome it was to have so much free time. Eating large quantities of candy in a single sitting. Yes, still tastes great but gives me wicked heartburn. Too much sugar can give me heartburn, but the more common side effect is a headache. I've discovered I get headaches if I don't get enough sleep, don't drink enough water, or eat too much sugar, or any combination of the three. The state fair, especially now that I have to pay for everything. My parents took us to Disney World for a week as kids. I went for 4 days with my husband a few years ago and wanted to go home with how expensive everything was. I went home and thanked my parents for that trip. Depending on when those 2 trips happened, there was likely a considerable difference in cost even after adjusting for inflation. Relevant NY post summary here. The thought of being an adult growing up. Right. So you can do whatever you want to do, right? LOL. Yes, and then responsibilities started. I wanna go back to playing, eating, sleeping and shitting when I want. My birthday. It's not that I hate it, it's just that I don't care about it anymore. I occasionally forget how old I am. The other day I mentioned to my sister about being 37. She had a confused pause and the conversation went on. Turns out I'm 36. I do this all the time. As I write this, I'm having this exact issue. Staying awake till 2 in the morning as a teen young adult. Yay baby, the possibilities are endless. Staying awake till 2 in the morning as a 40 something. This is gonna hurt in the morning. So one of the big parts people seem to forget about staying up till 2 AM as a kid is, it's still ducking hurt the next day. Maybe you got through the morning okay, but by evening you were half dead. Hence teenagers staying up till 4 AM then sleeping until noon. If staying up late didn't hurt them, they wouldn't need to sleep till noon. Kids don't really know they're half dead and miserable when they're tired though. They just start making everybody else miserable. Summer. When you're a kid, it's 3 months of freedom from school. When you're an adult, you still have to go to work. But now it's sweltering hot and you're sweating your balls off all day, every day. This is the answer I was looking for. It's even harder if you are a working parent, trying to give your kid that super awesome summer while trying to keep your job. That balance between I want to come play at the park with you and I really don't want to lose my job is hard. I feel like we really just need way more vacation time than we're getting in the professional class. Like condense the work down. We waste so much time. What really needs to get done? And we get what? 25 days off per year. Include sick. I mean, neat. But, and this might make me a radical, I think society would mellow out and be way happier if the number was more like 75. Then people might not even mind working their whole life to retirement and beyond. Being an adult is having this conversation less and less frequently until you lose contact with them entirely. Hey, you doing anything for your birthday? Nah, I gotta work. Might do something that weekend. You wanna swing by? Sorry, I have to work. No worries, I understand. Sorry I couldn't get you anything. Had a doctor's appointment. Low on cash right now. It's fine. You know I don't expect anything. I wish we could hang out sometime. Same. Just been so busy lately. When I have a moment free from work I'm just too tired for much of anything. Yeah, I feel that. Man. Remember the good old days? Yep. Oh. Sorry. Gotta go. Talk to you next week. Only if I'm not dead, haha. Or it's the call. Hey man. Alex's birthday is coming up and we're getting a cabin for the weekend. It's $250 a person plus food and alcohol. Saturday we're going to the casino. And it's a 3-hour drive north of the city. We're all taking Friday off and leaving at 9 AM. You down? Sorry IUHH. My sister's coming into town. But really you're just too broke to go. Just the idea of a day off work to spend money makes me anxious. People coming to your house to visit and stay a few days. Seriously, I love my friends so much but holy shit I get so anxious having to keep people entertained for more than a night. On that same note however it is great having those friends that you are close enough with to come hang out and just exist next to each other. Late 20s here, one of my friends and I will literally have week-long sleepovers and have a great time. But we do strike a good balance between adventuring and just the calm existing together vibe. Going to McDonald's. As a kid, it was a victory. As an adult, it's defeat and sadness. McShame. Bar da bar bar bar. Mistake. Jim Gaffigan. Staying awake late. I ducking hate it when I have to stay awake after 11 now. And sleepovers. More like crashing at someone's house nowadays. Hate sleeping at other people's places now. Their pillows are weird and it is too light, too hot or too cold. Just no. Staying home on a sick day. As a kid it was a huge victory. Got to stay in bed all day, watch TV, and having a parent tend to your every need. Then as an adult you're just thinking about the work you're gonna have to make up for and how you hope you don't need to go to a doctor. If you're really sick, sure. But as an adult I sometimes just barefaced lie about being sick and then lie in bed reading and watching TV all day. And that's pretty dope. I got COVID and I was legit sick, but that didn't stop me from laying in bed and binging all of Demon Slayer. I actually enjoy getting sick so I can do shit like that and not feel bad. Being an adult. I remember being in elementary school and looking at the 5th graders like what wise and learned people. I couldn't wait to be so old and wonderful. I'm now 39. I look at 5th graders now and just want to smoosh their cheeks and tell them to never grow up. My daughter is in 5th grade and I swear I didn't look as old as she does. The other day she called me bro. Now I know how my mom felt when I called her dude. Going to the mall. I used to like browsing stores, but now I just want to get what I need and go. I mean, most malls are also depressing vistas of empty storefronts bookended by a department store on life support these days. Going to the mall. There used to be fun things at the mall. An arcade. Stores with stuff in them to look at. Now it's empty except for maybe a drugstore and a grocery store. Snow day. I either have to take vacation time or make up those hours. And I'm going to spend the whole morning shoveling my damn driveway. Before COVID my office would close for snow days but pay us anyway. Now we all have the ability to work from home, so no more snow days. No pain. I could fall down, scrap my knee and cry for like 1 minute and then get back up and ride a bike, or play tag or whatever. Now, I fall down. I am staying down and may need life alert. I have to take Advil, put my knee up with ice, and complain to my wife how painful it is for the next week. That is if I am lucky and didn't break the whole thing. As a mountain biker, this really hit home. Falling off of my bike has a whole new set of consequences. So I'm like into jogging now and I wished I got into it when I was younger. After a run, I felt this weird pain, like a bruise, on the back of my right foot. Long story short, it's Haglund's deformity. I googled it and it said, it's a common injury that occurs to middle-aged people who runs. I don't know what hurts more, my foot or my self-esteem when I realize now I'm middle-aged. Your metabolism actually doesn't change much between 2060. You just move less. Source: https://www.medicalnewstoday.com articles. Adult metabolism remains stable until 60 study reveals. I believe that. I think people generally are sedentary, refuse to correct bad habits, and form new bad habits over time. That's the real reason you put on weight. MTV. I think the difference between MTV then and now says a lot about the world. Feel free to replace MTV in that sentence with any other cable channel of your choosing. Bravo was originally dedicated to film and the performing arts. Now it's just shitty rich women and 20-30-year-olds who haven't matured past college. TLC was originally focused on educational and instructional programming. Now it's fat people, midgets, and awful relationship drama. History was originally focused on history-based as well as social and science documentaries. Now it's just pseudo-scientific, unsubstantiated, sensational investigative programming. Discovery initially provided documentary television programming focused primarily on popular science, technology, and history. Now it's just hyperbolic blue-collar reality TV. The turning to shit of cable TV was a mighty good leading indicator of the current state of American social discourse. Snow. I'm from the deep south, so snow was always super exciting. When I moved to Kansas I discovered I have a profound hatred for the shit, lol. Yep, when you're a kid and it snows, it's the time of your life. When you're an adult, life goes on. Water parks. Now all I see is piss in the pool and a gaggle of judgmental teens. As a kid I never had anxiety because I was too naive to even understand the concept. Now it's all too real. Conversely, I was riddled with anxiety as a kid. Still am as an adult, but now I've been to therapy. And it sucked because I also couldn't understand the concept. I thought everyone was like me and would lay awake sobbing silently, terrified the house was going to burn down or a serial killer was going to come kill my parents. Fun times. Same. Everyone here is so nostalgic for childhood, but I'm just glad I finally have some framework through which I can understand my own misery. Teenagers. As a kid, teenagers are the coolest and you cannot wait to be one as an adult. They are just stupid brats. Sometimes when a group of teenagers is walking towards me in the street, I feel just like back when I wasn't a teenager yet and a group of teenagers was walking towards me in the street. Birthdays. This is true. As a kid, the two big events of the year were Christmas and birthdays. Now there's just nothing. Christmas was actually going to be my answer. As a kid it's magical. As an adult and a parent, it's an absolute chore. Spending tons of money on gifts, wrapping, decorating, cooking, baking, all so that the kids can have those special, magical moments, which they have absolutely zero clue how much work and money and effort goes into. I start reading it right around the beginning of November. Sleeping on the couch could easily fit and was sometimes teleported to your room upon waking up. Now, it's just neck and back aches. Ducking Christmas. Right, now it's just so stressful. Indoor public swimming pools. As a kid I loved everything about a trip to the local one. As an adult I see how gross they are, especially the changing and poolside areas. Jumping on a trampoline, I used to love it, but NW, if I try it I can actually feel my brain bouncing around in my head. Setting all my G.I. Joes and Transformers up across the living room and playing all afternoon, having battles and adventures. My mom always thought it was cute. My wife just thinks it's weird. Amusement park rides. Amusement and water parks are my answer too. Can't ride the rides anymore cause they make me feel sick. I hate standing in lines. It's ducking hot. It's expensive as shit. You have to climb 38 flights of stairs to go to a water slide that lasts 7 seconds. Was a shock when I discovered rides started making me nauseous and could no longer ride them. Never understood how my mom could just sit on the bench while we rode. I get it now. And just hanging out at the park with siblings and nieces nephews is actually a fulfilling experience, spending the day with them. Fish sticks. Man, they were yummy. My parents worked and got home around 5, so as I got older I would always try to have some kind of dinner cooked for them. But I wasn't, and still am not, a good cook. Fish sticks and mac and cheese was a staple, lol. I bet my parents haven't touched a fish stick since I grew up. Costco sells some legit good fish sticks. I think they're literally called the best fish sticks. They're great. Twinkies. When I was a kid, they were the greatest things I've ever tasted. A couple of years ago I bought a package of 2 to share with my 10-year-old, and neither of us got past a single bite. Those things are wretched. Yeah, when they got bought out, it was over for Twinkies. Spankings. Oh wait, I think I have that reversed. Having to be outside for more than 15 minutes. Florida sunshine hits differently now. Pizza. As a kid I could eat a whole pizza and not feel guilty, but now as an adult if I have more than 2 slices of pizza in one sitting my stomach goes full nuclear warfare. Basically not having to pay for anything. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.